Warning. The Zero Dead podcast is made for mature audiences only. Content warnings can be found in the episode description.
So last session, you arrived at the Dorchester House facility. You went in. Before you went in, Thomas knew the way, as if he had been here before. And lo and behold, he had. You all went inside and relinquished your weapons and any electrical equipment, save for one thing, a camera, if I am not mistaken. The orderly at the door basically took you up to the third floor to a certain Dr. Dallen's room. And in Dr. Dallen's room, you found a Dr. Dallen, a man, a doctor, a well-renowned doctor indeed. He is the foremost expert on the treatment of PTSD, and he had been expecting you. You know that Dr. Dallen is a Delta Green friendly, and this Dorchester facility is a place where people, even Delta Green agents, get treated for the things that they encounter in the field. The reason that you are here is because there are 4 patients missing from this facility. Do you guys remember the names of these 4 people?
Yes.
No, but I have written them down.
All right, that's basically the same.
You would think so.
Tracy Jenner, Ader Dagmar Huang, Matt Gorwish, and Danielle Oku.
These 4 people have gone missing, seemingly without a trace. You asked around, and, you asked Dr. Dallen a few questions. He gave answers, and he told you where the command and control center is to check on whoever has access to these recordings. But he did tell you that these recordings have been, for lack of a better word, insufficient. They are not there anymore. Corrupted, that's the word I was looking for. So yeah, I get there in the end. You made a plan. Basically, Kelly Medusa is going with Dr. Dallen to check on his day-to-day therapy sessions. We've got Metro, and I believe Mississippi, going to... And... Sorry, why don't you all tell me what you're going to do?
Yes, okay.
I didn't prepare anything for today, so you tell me.
Metro is going to survey the cells, look for how they got out of the cells, basically be the detective role. Almost like he is a detective. So.
Right.
Yeah. And I think Mississippi was going to basically ask all the NPCs all the questions.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna chat up all the nurses and what are the name? What's the name? Like the handler guys that you have in mental hospitals.
The orderlies, basically. You're going to check the orderlies. Yeah. All right. And Mercy?
I was going to go to the command center and talk to the person in charge of the recordings and the CCTV.
So, Dr. Dallen. Yeah, so, this is Nurse Samajima. She will take good care of you. She will give you a tour of the facility. Is there anything I can do for you right now? Do you have any questions? Do you want to do something else? I mean, this is the tour, but I believe it could become handy to have a full tour of the facility. But if you're the experts, I just work here.
One question. Why does it say 185 on the outside of your hand?
And he looks at his hand, licks his finger, rubs his hand, and it's gone. And it's like, I really don't know. Maybe I wanted to remember something, but I clearly forgotten.
Human check.
Sure.
Yes. It's not our
About
first
70.
radio.
No, I mean I'd still have to roll, but I have 70 in human. That's what I mean.
Did you roll?
Sorry, I'm trying to. Dear Lord.
It's like basically you picked them up and you dropped
It's
them
an
down.
8. No, I know. But I don't have them with me. I don't know where they are, so I had to get an online roller. It's 8 under 70.
He looks visibly confused, but trying to keep his composure.
So it looks like he doesn't know why there was 185 in his hand.
Yep.
Interesting.
Ask him, Doctor, are you fit for duty?
Okay, well, maybe it's a code of something. Just another question. So, can you tell us a little bit more about what the patients that I would say, escaped, disappeared? What was their official diagnosis? Or do they all have different diagnoses?
Well, they were all different diagnoses, but their main problem for each and every one of them was a form of PTSD or a deep-rooted fear-related disorder. So I'm, of course, and he kind of looks back and but of course, this cannot leave this room. I mean, this is doctor-patient confidential.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, but
so anxiety disorders.
Yeah, anxiety disorders. They had delusions of grandeur. It was a plethora of different conditions. The problem is, as you might well know, Miss. Where are your names? Miss Fox. Yeah, as you might well know, Miss Fox, and you, Miss Jacobson, that a diagnosis doesn't stand on itself. Usually, there are intertwined and intermingled problems. If it's not psychological, it's deeply rooted in psychosomatic components as well as psychological. We at the Dorchester House, we try to build not only a diagnosis, but a treatment plan that fulfills people and really brings them back in the most gentle way possible that we can possibly imagine. I mean,
of course.
There are, of course, organizations and I wouldn't say charlatans, but they come close that would treat one symptom.
Doctor, don't worry. You don't have to sell.
I'm not selling. We
believe that you have the best intentions in mind with treating these people.
I'm sorry.
Absolutely.
Of course, I'm not trying to sell anything, but I'm just proud of the work we do here. And well, look at me rambling on. I'm sorry.
So what type of treatment did they have?
Oh, the treatment for these particular patients and most of the patients on the third floor, on the third floor, they usually consist of intensive treatment in terms of medication, and you don't stay at the third floor because there is a small problem, psychologically speaking, with you. The third floor is for patients that are not only a danger to the world at large, but mostly to themselves. Like things like belts, shoelaces, street clothing, all of this is confiscated, and they might get things given back to them when they graduate, for lack of a better word, to floor 2. But anything that might interfere with treatment or bring them danger to themselves or the people around them, it has to be closely guarded. Sorry, I'm talking, but treatment mostly consists of, well, let's just say the Pokey is a high security area, and it's, well, the place with the most staff. It has video surveillance, security monitors, and though the patients are free to walk the floor during the day, and there is a strict and rigid routine with not not only by me, but again with the full staff. Like, I wouldn't say we're a family, because I hate when a company says we're a family, but we all take care of the patients in the way we most would like to be treated ourselves. And being one of the people that sets out the procedures, I feel deeply responsible for anything that happens to my patients. That being said,
than intensive. Oh, sorry.
Sorry, no, go ahead.
I said, other than intensive medication, what other? Is there things like, therapy? What types of different therapies?
Yes,
are they in person or in a group or?
Of course, no. I was just coming through this. Sorry for my rambling. I was just coming to the actual treatment part. Basically, most of the patients are under a type of sedation during the stay here. The treatment consists of a mix between medications and, of course, therapy. And again, this rigid routine. What we find is that rest, relaxation, and routine are the basis for any treatment here.
Out of character, this reminds me of like rust, reinheid en regelmaat.
You got it, baby.
Okay, so there's a routine, so every day kind of looks the same, so people don't get too confused about anything that's going on.
Exactly.
What type of therapy? Is it talking therapy? Is it physical? Is it?
Well, there is a mix between actual talking therapy, of course, speaking about and talking about the things that are happening to the people, but there's also arts and crafts. There's individual therapy as well as group therapy. So it's a wide range of different types of treatment. Again, not one person really is expected to have the exact same plan as the next, but overall there's a global standard that we try to adhere to.
I get that. So what medication were the four on?
They were on diazepam, and like most of them were downers. There were fast-acting downers and more long-lasting downers, but again, therapy is built on sedating patients to have them rested and relaxed enough to actually be susceptible to the various rods and terms we put them through.
Yeah. And what happens when patients are off their medication?
It's difficult to say. Some patients do get very aggressive, either to staff or to the world at large. Some might get suicidal, and some might just revert back to a deeper psychosis, the one that brought them here, or even a deeper one because they now feel the full effects of the twisting of reality, so to say.
Mm-hmm. Do you use any antipsychotics in medication?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, if it's needed, and if our doctors and physicians prescribe it, as well as I sometimes do, we, of course, if the diagnosis fits, we have the patients on antipsychotics, yes.
I think those are all of my questions for now.
If there's anything else, don't hesitate to come back and ask me any questions. I'm in full cooperation. Whatever you need, I'm here.
All right.
Well, are we all still in the room with Dallin?
Yeah.
Can I just ask one question, Doctor?
Just one more thing.
Just one more thing. So if these people are off their meds, are they a danger to society or a danger to us?
Well, yeah. If they are off their medication without sufficient time to reduce the effects gradually, they for sure will be a danger to themselves, you, or the world at large. That's why we need to locate these individuals as fast as possible.
No, I'm just trying to ascertain, Doctor, if these people are psychotic or not, and if we should be treating these people as hostile when we find them. Are these sick people or are these dangerous people, Doctor?
And he looks if the door's still closed. He says, look, we both know the line of work these people were into. And we know what people like them, like you, are capable of. I would be amiss if to say that this line of work doesn't call for dangerous people in the broadest of terms. I'm not saying that being dangerous is a bad thing, of course not. I mean, you sometimes need dangerous people to find dangerous people, and I think that's where you all come in, right?
Yeah, but are they a vector?
What do you mean, a vector?
I'm reading the handbook right now. I'm new on the job. You should know what a vector is by this point. No. Well, are they too far gone, Doctor?
It is my solemn belief that nobody, and I mean nobody, is ever too far gone with the right R&R, the right medication, the right treatment. Anybody can be a productive member of society.
I understand, Doctor. Thank you for your cooperation.
You're very welcome. If there are no further questions, I do believe that I hear my second-in-command coming up the stairs, Miss Samajima. Would you mind if I just quickly grab a drink out of my large globe and be back in like 2 shakes of a tail feather?
Actually, yeah, because I really need a wee. Be right back.
Right, so you do mind if I go?
No, go.
Okay.
Go.
I'm
Go
also
now.
getting a drink.
Mate.
Everybody ready?
Yes.
Yeah, boy.
Yep.
And a Hispanic-looking woman comes in, knocks on the door, opens the door just a tad, looks in, and vaguely familiar, maybe. Maybe you've seen her around the facility before, and she says, "Is this a good time?" Yes, of course. Nurse Samajima, come in. These are the Massachusetts police people that are gonna see if they can find out what happened to our 4 MIA patients. Oh yes, of course. Welcome. I'm Esther Samajima. You call me head nurse Samajima. I'm at your beck and call. I take it, Mr. Dallin, Dr. Dallin, sorry, said I would take you on a tour around the facility, and that whatever you needed, I would be here for you. So, I mean it. Anything you want, I'm here for you. I'm hoping that we can find these people very fast, because I'm super concerned about them. Yeah, and she looks like kind of fidgety with her hands when she's talking about these missing patients. And you don't even need a human role. She's actually like very concerned for these missing patients.
Okay.
Yeah, so would you like a tour of the facility top to bottom? Would you like to go to the patient's room for again, whatever you need. I'm here for you. I'm at your beck and call. Yeah, sorry, I'm a bit nervous. I hope we find him soon. Yeah,
It's all right. Samajina, I think not
Sorry.
all of us.
where are my manners? And she extends her hand towards you, Kelly, Esther Samajima.
Elena Fox. Hi.
Hi, Elena. Elena Fox. Elena, Miss Fox, Agent Fox. What moniker
you
would
can
you?
call Elena is okay.
All right, Miss Foxy. Yeah. Elena. Okay. And she extends her hand to each and every one of you.
Nice to meet you. I'm Leo. Leo Nichols.
Leo is fine.
Leo is absolutely fine.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Leo. Welcome.
I extend my hand. Grayson Cole. Pleasure to meet you.
Mr. Cole, would Grayson suffice?
Just call me Cole, if that makes it easier for you.
It sure does. Yeah, thank you, Mr. Cole.
Caroline Jacobson. Nice to meet you.
Miss Caroline Jacobs, nice to meet you. Caroline, okay?
Of course.
All right. Well, if you would follow me, I will give you a full tour of the facility, and if you have any questions on the way, just ask them, and I'll answer them right away.
I think we're going to be splitting a little bit. So I've discussed that already with Dr. Dallin. I'm going to be walking by his side to check his routine. I don't know if, the other parts of the team will decide if they're going to join together at some point, but they will also split, I believe.
Okay. It's perfectly okay, Dr. Dallin. And Dr. Dallin nods. That you just be around Dr. Dallin for today, but I mean, you cannot wander these premises alone. I would have to assign a orderly with you, especially on the third floor. It's even though these patients are sedated, sometimes they can be hostile. So just let me buzz the orderlies. I'll see who's available to leave their shift on the second or first floor to accompany you around these premises. Is that okay?
Yes, Esther. It's imperative that we divide and conquer so we can find these people quicker. If we're all stuck in one location, we can't see the full picture.
Yeah.
Of course, yeah. Whatever you need. I do have to say that makes the life of the narrator a lot more difficult, but he'll manage. So,
may I say, that sounds like the narrator problem.
That, detective, is the right sentence. So, Miss Elena, Dr. Dallin, all right, I will call up the orderlies, and she walks out of the room, and you hear her pick up like a wall phone. And you hear on the PA, Orderly Bryce, Orderly Devon, please report to Dr. Dallin's office. Orderly Bryce, Orderly Devon. No, scratch that, sorry. Orderly Bryce, Orderly Hudson, please report to Dr. Dallin's office. I repeat, Orderly Bryce, Orderly Hudson, please report to Dr. Dallin's office. And she walks into the room. It's like, now we wait for just a moment. Is there anything I can get you? Something to drink?
No, we can just wait and start. It's okay.
Right. And she just like rocks back and forth on her haunches a bit, or on her feet a bit. Like, you know, the thing that you almost step over and then go back and forward, almost step over, then go back.
You got any coffee up here?
Yeah, but that would be in the nurse's office. Like, caffeine on the floor is strictly prohibited. So I would be happy to show you to the staff room.
That would be perfect, actually.
All right. And she just looks at you like expectantly, like, yeah, we're gonna go. We just have to wait. And then there's a knock on the door. Mr. Gurdanda.
Yes, sir.
Do you work out?
He tries to, but most of the time he misses it. He's just too tired. So he's not unfit per se, but he's not like rocking a six-pack and nice pecs. He's
Jenny's.
You see a man walk in that's at least twice as buff as you. Jenny, you know this type. This is the type of man that spends every waking moment in the gym.
The all-natural ones.
Yes. Very au naturel. Wink, wink. And he steps in and like, hey, what can I do for you, Esther? Yeah, please. These are agents of the Massachusetts State Police, and they are here to locate our missing patients. This is Mr. Cole. He would like to see the booms of one of the missing, or all of the missing patients. If you could accompany him and just show him the rooms, and then maybe bring him to the staff room on the third floor, that would be lovely. And he looks at you, Agent Metro, holds out his hand. Like, hey.
I'll give him a bone crusher handshake.
Rank check.
52.
Don't bother.
Over 50.
You try and squeeze his hand, and you see a little smile cross his face, and he squeezes his hand in such a way that it's uncomfortable, bordering on the line of pain, with a 69.
Oh. House rules. I'm not going to be intimidated by this. I'm going to maintain eye contact with a slight hint of pain in my eyes as I go, nice to meet you. If you'd like to lead the way, sir.
And he holds your hand just a bit too long to make it like really uncomfortable. The feeling of pain and crushing the bones. You can feel like the bones scraping against each other. And he lets go and says, yeah, follow me, bud.
With my human, would I have seen some pleasure on him causing pain somebody else?
Your human?
I meant my husband's human.
I mean,
We're
we do
so
have a
in
connection,
sync.
so I can roll. I'll roll.
Now, what's your score?
I think his is higher, right?
It's 70, right?
Yeah, it's 70.
Yeah, mine
Yeah.
is 40.
So with a 70, you don't need to roll. You see that he doesn't take pleasure in like the delivering pain, but he takes pleasure in the fact that somebody challenged him and he overcome this challenge.
Okay.
It's good that I didn't have to roll because I rolled a 93.
Well, in that case, no.
No, you already said. No takey backies.
What is his name of this strong man?
Is this Bryce or Hudson?
Orderly Bryce.
Me and Bryce are best buds now. We've made a bond through this bone crusher. And he's now one of my bonds.
Sure thing.
He'll become your gym bro.
Yeah. I respect the effort.
I don't remember if at any point of all the things that Dr. Dallin said, if he mentioned that his whole team, so everybody that works in the location, is informed of the disappearance of these people.
Mm-hmm.
And knows that we are coming, or we are going to be presented every time we encounter somebody. We will have to shake hands and say who we are. Like, they don't have communication in this place. They didn't know we were coming.
Well, they know, out of character, they know that there are missing patients. They know that the Massachusetts State Police is sending people to check up on what happened, because Dr. Dallin is treating this as a possible criminal case, and the fact that people are missing might be a danger to the city. I do have to say, it won't be necessary to do the whole, hey, this is my name, but for somebody who's showing you around, her job is to know who she's showing around and also to introduce you to people who are asking questions like, yeah, no, this is so-and-so. Please cooperate with them in any way you can.
Okay. It's just because we were presented so many times, I was wondering if people actually knew of us or if they would be also a bit like, who the fuck are these people? So they know because we will be asking them questions, you know.
Yeah. And you know that Dr. Dallin is the only one, as far as you know, that knows that you are not Massachusetts State Police.
Okay. I'm satisfied with that answer.
A small man comes in, and you've seen this man before. This is the man that works at the front desk. Sorry, this is the woman that works on the front desk.
Okay. And she will be with?
Yeah, Mercy.
Because Mercy will check the cameras.
Yep.
Right? Yeah, okay.
So, I'm gonna roll a d6. You're gonna see who we are. A d6. There's 4 people. I'm gonna roll a d4. Yeah, I saw 5 cameras on, but you know how it is. I'm gonna roll a d4. Jenny.
Yeah.
Well, Miss, follow me, please.
Lead the way.
She takes you out of Dr. Dallin's office and takes you to the left. You're on the 3rd floor. Dr. Dallin's office is on the 3rd floor. You walk past a few rooms. There's a woman sitting in one of the rooms just working on something. You don't know, but you do see that kind of looks vaguely fish-eyed, like her eyes are a bit bulging. She just is sitting on her bed, slightly rocking back and forth, tracing something in the air, maybe even talking to herself a bit. You walk further. On your left hand, there's another door open, and you see a rather scrawny-looking man, unkempt hair, like Einstein hair. It goes back and forth. It's gray, and you see that he is not shackled, but he does have a restraint on his ankle that's rather short,
like a leash.
Yeah,
like so he can like get around, go to the bathroom, but he can't like leave his room or.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is a bit odd. It's not regularly that people are tied to a bed but still be able to.
Did I see that in the previous person's room, or did I see like something attached to a bedpost where a leash would be attached?
No, not the other room, not where a leash would be attached, but you did see a 5-point restraint. So there is a leather strap that could be handed over the bed, then 2 straps at the ankles and 2 straps on the side to keep the arms in place. But this one doesn't have that.
Okay, so it's different for each patient.
It looks like this is
level of
yeah. And she walks further, and she does keep close to you.
Right? Can I ask her about that? Like, what's the reason that this guy only has a leash and no 5-point restraint, while the previous person has the big restraints?
Yeah, of course. And she leans in to you just so she can whisper a bit. And she whispers like, yeah, well, this is... And she points at the man with the scrawny-looking man. This is Mr. Period. He's a danger to himself. He has the delusion that he is in hell. And the only way to escape is to step out on his own terms. He is not a danger to us or to anybody around him, just himself, and that's why he gets a bit more leeway in his way he can move around. The woman you just saw, she can be a danger to us or to herself, so there are moments that she needs to be like fully restrained.
What kind of moments? Because she is sedated right now, right? Like, you keep them sedated pretty much 24/7?
Yeah, but just... adrenaline is a hell of a drug.
Right.
There are moments that people might, for some reason, feel the rush of adrenaline and get their fight, flight, or freeze response, and for some reason, most of them choose fight. So that's why some places you will see some more leeway in the terms of being able to move around the room, being restrained at night, stuff like this.
And what kind of moments does their fight-flight response kick in?
It differs from person to person. For Miss Yale, it's usually when one of the orderlies has forgotten to put their phone quotation marks, to put their phone in their locker. She just cannot stand any electrical equipment. You turned every electro equipment in at the front desk, didn't you not?
I think my colleague has a camera to take pictures of the rooms. You know where
Who?
That would be Mr. Let me check his name again. I think it was Mr. Grayson?
It's Elena Fox.
All right, so Mr. Grayson, I will check with Dr. Dallin over the PA to see if he can maybe keep that in, or just keep Mr. Grayson away from
the lady at the front desk assured us it would be fine, because after all, we're here to investigate the disappearance. We can't quite...
I know.
We need evidence.
I know.
And for that, we need pictures in this age.
I know, I'm sorry, but the miss at the front doesn't usually work at the third floor. I do, and I know my patients. Okay, so I will tell Dr. Dallan to keep Mr. Grayson away from Mrs. Yale.
Right. So is it just like at the site of electronics, or is it the electronic background hum? Like if there's something in my pocket, for example, I don't have anything, but
it's more of the electromagnetic field.
Right. Yeah.
All
what
right.
about pacers?
You mean like a pager or a pacemaker?
A pacemaker, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that's a problem. We haven't really encountered anybody with a pacemaker and Monsieur in the same area, so I'm not sure if that's a good question. That's something I will take up with Dr. Dallan. Yes. Well, right this way. And you step into the whatchamacallit and you get a coffee.
Do I roll for how many hours? Because I'm still majorly exhausted. So this morning I had to roll for how many hours the coffee would keep the disadvantage away. Do I get to do that again, or is that a once a day thing?
That's a once a day thing, buddy.
Shit. Okay. What about other stimulants, or is it?
Well, you can certainly try.
You mind if I light up a smoke in here, miss? And I start lighting up a smoke.
I'm gonna be a stickler for these rules. It says that you need to chain smoke to stave off the effects of exhaustion. There's no way to chain smoke in here.
Ah, shit. Well, I'm still just in character gonna smoke because it feels good, and it feels like I need one. Even if it doesn't bring me any extra advantage.
For sure. And she says, well, I'll tell you what, finish your coffee or take it with you, whatever you want. But the smoking area is on the patio. You can get out and have a smoke. So I can take you there now, or just have your coffee here, whatever you want.
Oh, it's fine. I'll have the coffee. Well, I'll have another coffee as well. You know how it is.
I sure do. And you get 2 coffees, and when we get back to you, you'll be on the patio.
Sounds good to me, Doc.
Agent Metro.
Good evening.
Good evening. What was your plan?
I want to check the cells for how they broke out. Check for evidence inside the cells of anything weird and unnatural. Check out this sign that's been written. Has it been written in blood? Give a forensics check to the scene to see if there's been, let's just say, torture happening to these people.
Yeah. All right. Let me just scroll through this PDF quick, because there is a descriptions of the rooms in the 3rd floor. Sorry, guys. A lot of information here.
Stop saying sorry.
I'm sorry for saying sorry.
I'm enjoying myself.
Stop apologizing.
Just don't.
Have you tried not apologizing?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this hulking man, he walks you through the 3rd floor. Where Agent Mississippi took a left, you're taking a right. See on your left hand a rec room with one solitary TV bolted to the far wall. And I didn't tell you this, Mississippi, but there is a nurse's station on both ends. And it's not so much as a nurse's station, it's more like a security station. So you have on the one end, you have the staff room, and next to it is a little desk and a chair with a monitor on top of it. And you have the same thing on the other end of the hall. So again, a chair, a desk, and a monitor on it. And you walk past what looks like 2-3 rooms, and Orderly Bryce says, hey, one of the rooms.
As I walk in, what do I see? Like, whose cell is this, Bryce?
Yeah, it's Dagmar's.
As I look at the notes, which one was Dagmar? Dagmar's?
Well, it's Ader's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this the room with the writing on the wall?
No, that's Danielle's room.
Do you see anything out of the ordinary in this room? Using my forensics and criminology.
What's your forensics? What's your criminology?
Forensics is 60, criminology is 70.
It's very Spartan. Like a bed, no chair, a open toilet that's chrome. Like, it's almost like a prison cell, but it does look a tad more comfortable because the bed has a thicker mattress and a thicker pillow and just a normal type of blanket. There's no closet in here for any clothes because you know that they take civilian clothes. Everybody's just wearing the same drab blue hospital gurney that's not open in the back.
Can I check the restraints? Do they look like they've been well used, shall we say?
They look like they've been used, but not in a... Like, there's no blood on them or anything. They do have... Like, they are leather on the outside, but they do have, like, a sheep fur lining on the inside, so they're soft on the inside.
Does it look like the person that was using the restraints was trying to break out of them?
Not really.
No, not really. These people are sedated enough then.
Yeah, like... And he sees you looking at these restraints, it's like, yeah, there's no way anybody's getting out of those. Even though, like, even I couldn't get out of them. And he like jumps his packs on his chest like chick.
No one likes to show off, Bryce. So Bryce, tell me, how do you think they got out?
I don't know, man. I actually don't know. Like I wasn't working that night. But I know that they have been sedated. I checked the logs myself. Don't tell anybody. I know that doors were locked. It's like they vanished in thin air, dude. I don't know. Reach me the fuck out.
Can I check the forensics on the lock to see if it's been picked?
Sure.
Would you be able to tell that?
Well, there would be like signs of duress on the lock and everything.
Yeah.
With your criminology and your forensics, you're checking this lock and there's no sign of any tampering.
It looks like they vanished inside the room.
Those are your words, not mine. Like, I don't know what happened.
Is there anything on the floor, like any dusts or residues or anything?
You're looking around, and as you're like bending down, you look under the bed and you hear somebody say, "You're looking for the missing? You're not going to find them here, buddy."
Well, where would I find them? Who am I addressing now?
You're standing up and there's a man standing there. Like, he looks almost familiar. And Bryce says, "Get out of here, Ed. Go watch TV or something." No. I've talked to them. You're not gonna find them here, buddy. And he walks away.
Bryce, who's Ed?
That's Ed. Ed Miller-Wist. You don't didn't you hear about the poor little rich boy murders?
Well, I've recently moved from New York, so no, not really.
This dude, right, on his 16th birthday, he killed his father, mother, and sister with a shotgun. It was all over the news.
And let me guess, he hears voices.
You could take my job, buddy.
Yeah, so not a reliable source then, really.
What do you mean source? There's no sources here. Everybody's off their rockers, buddy.
Well, there, I'll get back to my investigation. Can I check the other rooms?
Sure thing, bud. Follow me. And this hulking man walks through the hallway with you. You feel like you don't want to, but you feel small compared to this man.
I'm trying to flex out my muscles a bit, trying to look a bit bigger. I'll put my sunglasses back on. I look like a state trooper. Just.
And you walk on. Agent Mercy.
Yes.
Mrs.
Ooh.
I can scroll. Jesus. Mrs. Hudson uses follow me, I guess.
You lead the way.
And she also goes right. And you see the same thing. You see a rec room with a singular TV, no CRT TV bolted to the wall. A few chairs, like, those foldable, those stackable chairs in this room. He keeps on walking and you see an empty door or an empty room to your left, an empty door to your right. And she walks you to the security room.
Mm-hmm.
Knocks on the door. Says, yeah, I'm here. She takes out her badge and she holds it to a card reader. The door opens and you step in. Like, hey, this is one of the agents. I think they want to look into the, footage. And you see like a rather fat man, orderly scrubs. Like, hey, Michael. Michael DeFon, I was just called and I was getting up. Well, frankly, it took a while because I didn't need to get up, right? So, I think I was called for you, seeing as you have Miss Prettyface over here. And she just stares daggers at this guy. Like,
I was going to say, how does she respond to that?
Yeah, daggers. And oh, sorry, it's just joking. Lighten up, Jesus Christ. So, what can I do for you?
Yeah, so, I'm really interested in seeing sort of what you can see and hear from where you're sitting. Also, were you working that night?
No. Well, I was working, and I was here, but the problem is, all of the footage is just, like, it glitched. And I looked into it, and nothing left. So even though I was working that night, I didn't see anything. And when I got the call, I tried to check on the files and like rewind, but there was nothing there.
So what do you mean with glitched?
Well, you and I both know that for people of Dallin's age, computers are not their top priority. He's a person that writes everything down, right? So I did find some bugs in the system and told him about, like, yeah, we need to replace this or upgrade that. Basically what happened, one of the discs that was the backup, it got a head crash. Right? Mm-hmm. We didn't replace it with one of those SSDs, the super fast one. It was still one of those spinny disc things. And like the reader, for some reason, it just crashed into the disc and it destroyed the whole disc.
Mm-hmm.
On top of that, like, we had a glitch here, a glitch there. Basically, what I'm trying to say, all the files around that time just got totally wiped.
I get that, but I'm not talking about the files. I'm talking about what happened on the night. You said the cameras were glitching?
Well, they must be.
Because you were there, right? You should have seen what happened.
He looks kind of like at the other orderly and is like, yeah, look, I should have seen what happened, but I was watching Game of Thrones, okay? Nothing ever happens here, all right? I was just watching Game of Thrones, and was Game of Thrones in 2015?
Yeah. I think that's when it started, in 2015.
2010 it started.
I think 2015 was like peak Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like, I hadn't seen everything. I started late, and I was watching like the season finale of Game of Thrones season 5, and I was just like very into it, and I didn't really check the monitors, okay? Like, nothing ever happens here, so don't blame me.
I was never talking about blame, but I understand. But I do want to do a human check.
Sure. 70 human. He is kind of ashamed that he wasn't watching. He wasn't doing his job. but also he does feel like, yeah, it's not my job to upkeep the system and everything. I just like look at the cameras.
Mm-hmm. Can you show me what you can see?
Yeah, sure. And
You go to one of the rooms of the people that disappeared.
Well, sir, we don't have cameras inside of the room.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, but we do have cameras like on the hallway and everything. He just flips through cameras. And you see hallway here, hallway there. You see a hallway with Agent Metro and this big hulking man walking through it. You see Agent Medusa and Dr. Dallin walking through a hallway, entering a room. Yeah, this is all live feed. Like, we can see anything that happens here. Mm-hmm. So, honestly, if they left the room, I would have seen it in the corner of my eye, you know? I'm very sure about this.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that I didn't see anything, and the fact that there are doors, like nobody tampered with any doors, nobody tampered with any restraints, you know? Leaves him to believe that they should still be here somewhere.
Uh-huh. Do you have any footage from before?
Oh yeah, like tons and tons.
Okay. Could I have a copy?
Sure. Do you have like a USB drive or anything?
Roll for luck?
Sure.
What, under or over?
You tell me.
Over. Roll again. Hey, 54 over 50.
Yeah, so you have a USB drive.
Also, it was funny how you said with, Dr. Dallin's age, I'm fucking 70. I'm 70 years old.
So you would know.
That's true, yeah. Yeah, and I give him the, I don't have like a USB stick. I've got like a external hard drive with me, which looks kind of ancient.
Why are you carrying an external hard drive with you, buddy?
Reasons.
All right. And he just plugs it in and he starts copying files.
Is Mrs. Hudson still in the room?
Yep.
Can I ask her? Yeah, I did get that past the front desk. This is my luck roll. I ask her, has anyone under the name of Elias Barbas, Exeter, or a Richard Ziloni visited in the past couple of months, maybe?
She sneezes.
Bless you.
Thank you. I would have to check the register. I don't know off the top of my head, but maybe.
Okay.
Sorry, it's very
bless
dusty
you
in
again.
here. Even for a computer room, it's very dusty. Dude, you need to clean your shit up.
There's some beef between them.
Yep.
Great. So who else was around? Because I'm sure it's not just you.
You mean who else was in this room?
Who else was here on the night that they disappeared?
Hat Nurse Samajima was here.
No, I mean with you in the room.
His look flicks.
Ooh, I notice.
What's your alertness?
My alertness is 60. Do you want me to roll for it?
Yeah, roll for it. Let's see.
Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby. 33 under 60.
That's a critical.
Success.
Yeah,
critical success, baby.
You notice him just flicking a glance at Orderly Hudson, and you also notice that Orderly Hudson is doing the wide eye, dude, I'm telling you, if you open your mouth, you're dead. He's like, no, nobody's here. I work alone.
Wait, but he was looking at another orderly who was sitting there just before. Or was that to Hudson?
Yeah. Devon was looking at Hudson, flicking his look to Hudson.
No, I get that. I thought beforehand he was looking at someone else who was sitting there.
No.
But it's a one man. Okay.
Yeah, nobody was here. I was here alone.
Is there a roster of people who were working on the night? Looking at Hudson?
Yeah, I think so. I would have to check. Again, everything is downstairs. I have the sign-in sheets and everything of that evening, and you were asking about some Mr. Whatchamacallit exit. He would be in there too.
No, I get that, but also the people who were working there that night.
Yeah, everybody who comes in, they write their name in the sign-in sheet, and when they leave, they sign the out sheet.
Does it ever happen that people don't sign in?
Look, when I'm there, everybody signs in.
Okay.
Right? When I'm not there, I don't know. I think everybody signs in. I also have a life, you know?
Who is there now? Who is there now? Sorry. Who is there now?
What's this voice coming from somewhere?
Yeah, so what happens when you're away from the desk? Does someone else take over?
Yeah, we have one of the nurses actually is sitting there now. Nurse Vorse is sitting there now, but she knows what to do. I instructed her very well.
Is there a camera in this room? No, I'm looking around. I'm sorry, I'm asking you as in...
Oh, there's no camera in this room.
Is there a webcam?
There is a webcam.
Great.
And as you're standing there looking around this room, Medusa, Dr. Dallin says, look, well, looks at his watch. I think it's time. Would you care to accompany me to a small therapy session to start with?
No, I don't mind.
This confuses me. Do you want to go or not?
I said I don't mind.
Take that as a yes. All right, so, well, follow me. My therapy session is on the second floor, so we have to go down one floor. It's a bit different than what you're used to from seeing this area. The second floor is what the patients lovely call Club Med. It is...
Med with A or with E?
E, Club Med, MED.
Thank you.
And
because it could be mad.
Yeah, like
sorry.
That's actually pretty good. You follow him. He uses his cards to open door left and right, and you walk down a flight of stairs, and you walk into Club Med, and it's a totally different world. It's still cramped. It's still like hallway up and hallway, but people here look more lively. They are not wearing the like blue hospital gowns that you've seen everybody wear on the third floor. You're seeing people wearing pants, sweatpants, jeans, like a t-shirt, and it feels more, I wouldn't say relaxed, but more normal. That makes sense? Yeah. And
is it from Kelly's perspective closer to the patients that she helps?
Yeah, this is well, what kind of patients does Kelly treat?
According to my backstory, she treats patients that had traumatic situations in Delta Green. I never thought of which level. It was more therapeutic, and most of people would go to her house, so they are free to have their own life.
Yeah, so this list looks more like this, even though they are still interred. Like, they cannot leave this area. They cannot leave the second floor. They're gonna go outside. He walks around and says, hey, how you doing? And a large recreation room is there with multiple tables. There is a TV. There's a racket ball, ping pong. What's it called in English?
Table tennis.
Table, yeah, a table tennis table, and like people are just more relaxed. There's one woman that like she makes eye contact with you. She says, "Hey, would you sit with me a bit?"
Of course.
And Dr. Dallin turns around and is like, "No, sorry. We need to go. Miss Vance, she's not in this therapy session. I mean, don't you want to watch me work?"
Yeah, I do. Sorry. I have to go.
Miss Vance looks, "All right, I'll build you one." You see that around the floor, around her, are all these little origami sculptures, like small dogs, penguins, cranes, birds, and everything. Like, yeah, well, figured nobody wanted to sit with me anyway. You walk
All
on.
right. Yeah.
Yeah, you walk on.
That's
and
life. Yeah.
that's what all people say. And you walk on. And you enter this therapy session. There's like 4 patients. He introduces you as somebody who's maybe watching you work or evaluating Mr. Dallin, Dr. Dallin, but not the patients, and not writing anything down about the patients, only about Mr. Dallin, Dr. Dallin. Like, he even says, like, sorry, don't think we mentioned this, but everything you write, we allow the patients to read it just so they know that nothing untrue or deprecating is being written about them. In fact, nothing is written about them. It's all about me. It's about patient doctor confidentiality. And
Yeah. Do you want me to show my notes to them at the end? My personal notes.
Yes, but also you cannot write anything about the patients.
Oh yeah, no, that's
the
absolutely not why I'm here. Yeah.
I know, yeah, right. So pay no attention to the madam in the back. Just look at me, pay attention to me, and we'll get through this right as rain. And he starts therapy session. Nothing weird about it. You hear the things that he is known to say. Like, you read his books, you read his treatment plans and everything. You use his treatment plans to a lesser extent or a larger extent in your own work. So you know what he's going to say, you know what he's going to do, and it's by the book. Nothing weird, nothing really stands out to you.
How do the patients talk to him? Do they seem fine or worried?
All of them seem
Used to it?
fine, seemed amicable with him even. There might be a snide remark here or there, but he just brushes it off and he doesn't really pay mind to it. And you know, like, patients, they sometimes test their doctor just to see what they can get away with.
And the way he communicates, is it like serious, or he seems relaxed? He seems like he let the patients feel very free to do, or even to stand up and go away. You know what I mean? Like, does it seem that he makes them feel free?
They do feel comfortable, but they're not leaving. And like, somebody gets up and say, what did we learn? If you need to go to the bathroom, ask for permission. I know it's finicky and I know it's weird, but this is a therapy session. I mean, so if you need to go, that's okay, but we need to ask an orderly to accompany you to the bathroom.
Okay, so it's more like informing that they need to go than asking for permission, or do they have to ask for permission?
No, and as the session ends and you show your nose to Dr. Dallin and some of the patients, and he confides in you, like, yeah, you know, here on the second floor, trust is rather freely given, but it's easily taken away. I mean, they have a lot of freedom on the second floor, and we trust them. They've earned the right to be on the second floor, but a misstep and these freedoms can be quickly taken away. And this is part of the treatment of being responsible for your own actions and learning what is permissible in society and what isn't permissible in society. This is a way to prepare them for, well, in a small part, for their inevitable return. And I do mean inevitable because, again, I trust that everybody can be cured. Their inevitable return into society.
Okay. And getting more to the week where the people have been missed. Did it happen on that on those days? Do you know if it happened that any patient from this floor happened to have to go back upstairs to the third floor?
But he looks at the door that nobody's listening. The missing patients were all They haven't left the 3rd floor. They have been here for quite some time.
The 2nd floor, you mean?
No, the missing patients were on the 3rd floor.
Yes. My question was...
Yeah, sorry.
If in the same week or the same days, anybody that was here behaved in a certain way that had to go upstairs and is still there. That was my question.
Oh, I'm sorry. I really misunderstood your question. Well, it pains me to say that Mr. Bale, we were making such good progress with him. But he did sadly have some sort of relapse, and from the 2nd floor, he did return to the 3rd floor right around that time. This is a man with classic PTSD and night terrors, social anxiety and depression. We had just worked on mostly the night terrors and the social anxiety. He was making great progress, and I mean great progress. Sadly, he did find himself being, I would say, escorted back to the 3rd floor.
And he's been there since then?
He has been there since then.
Okay. And by now, it's not something like he's not coming back downstairs anytime soon?
I am loath to say that he will not be back here in the near future. His relapse has been of a magnitude that I didn't expect, and it does pain me to say again that he has had a substantial setback.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
I wouldn't think that you know all the names of your patients, but I would like to ask you, maybe you know, if you have a patient in your hospital called Michael Whitwer.
Michael Whitwer?
Yeah.
What year would he have been interred here?
I would guess this year.
Oh, the name doesn't ring a bell, and I do meet every patient that comes through these doors.
May I say, if you obviously have a place where I could see the record of all your patients that have ever been here?
Yes, of course.
Okay, so if I could have access to that later, when we're done with this part, it would be...
Yes, quite.
Good.
It is time for my next appointment. You're welcome to accompany me. My appointments run until 5, so if at any point you feel like seen enough or you want to do anything else, just let me know and I will call upon Miss Samajim or any of the other orderlies that are accompany your friends to escort you back. And if not, you're more than welcome to accompany me through my routine today.
Yes, at some point, are you going to have talks with anybody in the 3rd floor?
As a matter of fact, one of my last therapy sessions will be on the 3rd floor, yes.
So if it's okay with you, and I wouldn't mind to have a nurse by my side while I'm doing that, I would like to spend a bit more time in the 2nd floor. I do have a camera with me, and that is strictly...
Ooh.
Because this is an investigation, and I don't need to explain to you the procedures of an investigation, do I?
No, but I do strongly request that you do not bring this camera on the 3rd floor.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen, Doctor. I'm sorry. This is an investigation.
I know, but at least until I have one of my patients inside a room. She is extremely susceptible to any electronical device brought in from outside.
That wouldn't be a problem at all. We can work on that. Although it's out of the story. I was thinking of having a picture what is the name? Polaroid.
Polaroids? Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Because I think that's faster to get the pictures.
Mm-hmm.
And also, yeah, maybe like less modern.
Sure. Yeah.
It wouldn't be a problem though. We can be
Yeah.
away from.
Yeah, so again, you're more than welcome to accompany me, but if you want to stay on the second floor, that's also perfect. All right. I will get one of the nurses to accompany you on the second floor. I will be on the first floor for the next hour or so. It's right around now 2 p.m. So if you need anything, just have one of the nurses or orderlies call me, and I'll be right there.
Okay, doctor, thank you.
You're very welcome. All right. And he gets a nurse from this area, and he says, "Hey, so what can I help you with?"
I wanted to walk back to the woman that was making paper thing, because after all, she wanted to talk to somebody. Wanted to take a picture of her foot, or like not even her, the things on the floor.
So you walk back to the rec room, and she looks at you and says, "Ha! I knew you'd be back here. Have a crane." And she gives you this beautifully folded origami bird. Like, hey, why don't you have a seat? Oh,
That's beautiful.
I know. Don't you say it not. Don't you say it not. I'm very angry, but it is beautiful. Now,
It is.
please have a seat.
Thank you. I'll sit.
That's what we're in this session today.
Where have we seen origami dolls before? I know we have.
I think so. I feel like
I'm-
doing it.
I can't place it, but there is something just
And I had
screaming
this
in the back
really
of my mind
hard.
going, origami birds, origami birds.
Oh, wait, one more thing. He had 185 on the outside of his hand written.
Oh, right.
I've put that in the thing as well. I'm not going to be one taking all the notes this time. Sorry. I do this as a job as well, and I'm kind of sick of it at the end of the day.
It's okay, baby. Relax. We will do it.